Charlie Chaplin once said, if you want to truly laugh, you've got to take your pain and play with it. For over 25 years, Dave Caperton has built on his background as an educator and stand up comedian to help organizations and individuals connect with laughter to create a culture of joy. His keynotes, workshops, and coaching programs show how making these smallest response choices, including using healing humor, can help you handle change and beat stress by putting imperfection in perspective. Let's welcome Dave Caperton.
Well, the fellow who came up to me after the program that day wasn't smiling. I stuck my hand out, but he leaned in and he said, "Well, must be nice to be you." I said, "It's not bad." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, I mean, all this choose joy, change your focus, laugh it off. You found a way around pain, good for you. But that's not going to work for all of us." I said, "No, I've never found a way around pain. And that's not what this is about. It's about making joy my default mode. And what I choose to focus on and being able to laugh is just a way of getting back there a little quicker." So I shared a little story with him. And before I share it with you, I just want to let you know, I love dogs. You love dogs? I love dogs. My wife and I have always had dogs. When we were first married, we went down to the animal shelter and we picked out a little terrier mix, a little female. She was just 2 years old. She had a frowsy little face. Her name was Gracie, and we loved her. But she was fully grown. So I had a question for the doggy social worker doing the adoption. I said, "Is this dog housebroken?" And she looked down at her file and she said, "Sure," which didn't really fill me with a lot of confidence. But we took the dog home and I found out, yes, she was housebroken, just not real fanatical about it. Okay. She would come over to the bed, for example, and scratch the bed first thing in the morning, letting me know she had to go out. But there was no snooze button on this dog. So if I rolled over for 5 more minutes, that was my choice. But every time when I woke up, there was a little gift on the rug and the dog sitting beside the spot, no shame at all, just going, "What did I say?" You know, she was training me. That's what that dog was doing. And it worked. One dark, cold winter morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning, she scratched the bed. I had been so well trained at that point, I didn't even have to wake up. I just went into a sprint, bed close blind, gotta get the dog out. Ran out of the room, charging down the stairs, sliding through the living room. But the TV stand had been moved. Not much, but enough that I didn't clear it. Most of me did. Maybe only about that much. You know, what is it, about half an inch? I don't know, because I never really measured the width of my little toe. But that's the part that didn't get around. And there was a snap. And the pain, I can't even describe. The closest I can come is to tell you, until that moment, I had no idea I could speak Spanish. Suddenly, I was fluent. I just felt him and he was like, "Ay, caramba, mira. Now, that man that came up to me that day, "Must be nice to be you." Wouldn't he have loved to have been there? I mean, if he had had any way of knowing, he'd have been on my couch with a bag of popcorn. And as I rolled around in agony, he'd have gone, "Hey, Dave, why don't you choose some joy?" Oh, I know, change your focus. Man, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have told you my middle name. I told the story to a group of seniors at a hospital one time. This lady came up to me afterwards. She said, "But what happened to the dog?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I think you missed the point." So I went to the doctor. The doctor took an x-ray, came out with a big film of my foot. He said, "Oh, that's broken." I said, "Yeah, well, I thought the toenail on the bottom was a bad sign. I'm no doctor. That didn't look right to me either." I said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "Hop up here on the table." And with that, he took some tape and he taped the broken toe to the good toe beside him. I said, "What is that?" He said, "That's called buddy taping." I said, "That's called the easiest day in medical school is what that's called." Are you kidding? So I didn't really have my joy. But when I got home, I called my mother. I wanted that maternal sympathy. I said, "Mom, guess what I did?" And she said, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry." And I didn't love that. But I began to see through that lens of laughter. And I laughed, and I told it the next day to somebody else, and they laughed. I told it to a group of people, they laughed. I began to share it with audiences, and they all laughed. I thought, isn't this amazing? That what was an individual experience of not life and death, but pain through laughter was transformed into shared joy. So if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, and I could run through that living room again, but this time with the choice to avoid that TV stand, with everything I know now, tell me this, would I? Yes! Step around it, make up a story. What would you know? But that's not the choice we're given it. Pain chooses us. Change chooses us. Stress chooses us. Your choice isn't whether or not you have pain. You will. But with a commitment to joy and a choice of focus and a sense of humor, your pain doesn't have to have you.